Hello, good afternoon, everybody. I'm your host, Club Brother, the Club that House Sports Board, live right here in Leesburg, Virginia, Loudoun County area. And ladies and gents, I'll talk to you guys about the fact that the Blazers they took down the Lakers, Magic taking down the Bucks, Heat taking down the Pacers, Rockets taking down the Thunder in Game One. By the way, so that is all the news I will have for today. And also, I forgot one other thing that there's more turmoil for Darius Geis, by the way, and I'll tell you guys about that. And one of the Impact Wrestling Emergence, by the way, happy birthdays out to Romeo, Fat Joe, and all the others. So I'm gonna get you guys to that for sure. So that's all the news I will have for that. So that's all there is you need to know. And also Masai Ujiri, there's a new video of Masai Ujiri that is he got shoved by the San Fran Bay Area cop by the name of Alan Strickland, by the way. I'll get you guys that for sure. First things first, I'm going to start things off with the fact that Blazers have taken down they took down the Lakers in 100-93, by the way. And clearly, I don't know what happened to the Lakers, but obviously they didn't look so good. They didn't look so good to me. It was 193, so they got to step it up. So that's what I mean. Lakers right now, they're in so much trouble right now. I mean, look at it this way. I mean, Damian Lillard had 34 points, 9-21 field goals, 10 to 10 free throws. I mean, AD had 28 points, 8-24 field goals, 12-17 free throws in that game, by the way. So I'm really I can't figure what happened. I just cannot figure out what happened to him. So, I think what happened here is that the Lakers, they missed the faucet. I'm still not sure what happened there. I mean, Melo had 11 points. He had 5 assists and 10 rebounds. Dame Damian Lillard had 34 points. He had 5 rebounds and 5 assists in the game. You had LeBron James who had 23 points, 16 assists, 17 rebounds. 80 had, again, 28 points, 11 rebounds, and 1 assist in this game. So, really, Lakers, they got to tie this series because they don't do so, it's over. It better not be no 2-0 by tomorrow night. If that's the case, then it's game over for them. They need to just at least get it together because Lakers right now are in so much trouble. And they got to at least step it up because right now they didn't look so good. I mean, it's close against, but Lakers, they didn't step up. They just didn't finish, though. So hopefully, Lakers will come back from that loss last night and they can just get it back together. That's what they need to do. Also, I'm talking about the Rockets and Thunder game. Rockets game 1. They took down the Thunder 123 to 108. You had James Harden scoring 37 points this game, 12 of 22 field goals. He had 12 of 22 field goals in this game, by the way. You had, James Harden, my goodness, there's no stopping. 37 points. He had 11 rebounds, 3 assists. PJ Tucker, 11 points. He had four rebounds, 4 assists. You had CB3. He had 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists. So, my goodness. They got to step. So, Rockets right now, I think it's safe to say the Rockets, they're going to actually win that series. That's what I got right there. So, I think the Rockets are going to make a comeback, and they have another win awaiting them. So, I can look at them as a legitimate threat. Made a mistake about that. Blazers on the flip side, they're legitimate threat to the Lakers, which they were last night. But it's not going to be over until everyone says it over. So that is going to be surprising to see how this is. Also, that the Magic, they took down the Bucks 122 to 110 in game 1 yesterday. And I got to tell you right now, I'm a bit disappointed that Greek Freak just, he only had a lot of points in that game. But that can't be. There's no reason they shouldn't be losing that game. That's just uncalled for. It really is. So I think it's safe to say that at this point, Greek got 31 points in the game, 17 rebounds. He had 7 assists in this game. But my goodness, what happened to the Greek? He had 31 points. Are you kidding me? Vucevic had like 35 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists in this game. Giannis the third had 11 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists in this game. G. Clark had 15 points, 6 rebounds, no assists in that game. I'm a bit disappointed though, by the way. The Bucks, they got to step it up here because they can't lose that many games. They just can't. They need guys that get together. I'm going to tell you guys about the Heat and the Pacers game. You know, Jimmy Butler and TJ Warren, clearly Jimmy Butler got it there. I mean, he only had, Jimmy Butler had 28 points this game. He had 3 rebounds. He had 4 assists. Bam Bam Adebayo, he had 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists in this game. Jay Crowder had 8 points. He had 5 rebounds here. No assists in that game. Goran Dragic had 24 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists this game. TJ Warren had 22 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Michael Brogdon had 22 points, 1 rebound, 10 assists that game. Vigil Oladipo had 4 points, but he was injured in that game. So he's got to get together. So he needs to. I mean, obviously they can win that series easily. That's what they can do. So I'm looking forward to that. So as far as the playoffs go, Bucks need to get together, tie that series, and win this series. Lakers, they got to get together because right now they're in trouble. I'm honestly hoping that they don't lose any more games because I'll be so upset they lose once again. I'll be so upset they lose. But later on today, you'll see Jazz and Nuggets. You'll see Sixers and the Celtics once again. You will see Mavs and the Clippers once again as well. So that's all there is you need to know. So be sure to catch those games. And that's all there is you need to figure out. So nothing more to that, everybody. Masai Ujiri filed a countersuit after a new video emerged showing him being pushed by San Fran Bay Area to the Raptors. They won the 2019 NBA at the Raptors were 2019 NBA champs last year in Game 6. Now Strickland grabbed Ujiri by the suit jacket and shoving him, saying, "Back the F up," as Ujiri showed his team credential. Now both Strickland and Ujiri exchanged words. Ujiri held his credential once again. Strickland showed Ujiri. He shoved Ujiri again. Ujiri shoved back. Ujiri and Strickland got separated. Ujiri eventually made it to the to celebrate with the Raptors, by the way. So clearly it says right here that Ujiri. So basically it was about, I think it was cuss right at him though. So Strickland's suit was filed back in February of I think last year. He alleged that Ujiri assaulted him in the moment after Raptors, or this past year, Raptors, or last year, that assaulted him in the moment after Raptors title reign. Result of the incident, he suffered an injury to his body, held restrained activity in person, all which had caused and continued to cause plaintiff great mental, emotional, psychological, physical, and nervous pain and suffering, by the way. They requested Ujiri to be charged with battery of a peace officer after the incident took place, claiming Ujiri struck Strickland's jaw and shoulder. But the Alameda County District Attorney's Office didn't press any charges after a months-long investigation ended with a meeting between the office, Ujiri and his lawyers, back in October. So basically here, Strickland's country contradicted by video footage. Now, Raptors said the new video evidence proves Ujiri was not the aggressor. He was the recipient of two very violent, unwarranted actions. So this all comes into question right there. So what's going to happen for you, Masai Ujiri? Because does he lose? Is he not longer president of the Raptors, by the way, who just already won, who are the defending NBA champs? Question's going to remain right there, and that is something a lot of you guys want to know for sure. And apparently, this does say it all. So hopefully, something can be done with that for sure. Another thing I want to get down to. There's more trouble for Darius Geis, by the way. Now, two women here two women that attended LSU as former female tennis players. They say that Darius Geis allegedly sexually assaulted or raped them at their apartments when Darius Geis was a freshman from 2015 to 2016 or 2017. By the way, when he was a freshman on the LSU football team. Now, one woman over here said. Now, basically, it says right here that the time no allegations of physical or sexual assault brought against Darius Geis during his years as a student athlete at LSU. To bring up the assertions, only after the Virginia charges were initially calling the question. He was released. He was arrested for domestic dispute. By the way, now she's also a former female tennis player, LSU tennis player. By the way, she was asking detailed questions about the sexual assault allegation. By the way, and the first woman over here says she was drunk and passed out onto her bed, never gave consent. So I'm gonna give you guys some the full detail right here. This is on the Title 9. The first woman who didn't play sports, who basically was a female, who was a former female tennis player. She lived in the same apartment complex as many athletes did, Geis included. As a freshman back in 2015 and 2016, early in second semester, she hosted a party that Geis and several other football players attended. Now, Geis wasn't invited, by the way. She says, I remember I was like, who invited him? Now this is on USA Today Sports, by the way, saying she disliked Geis because of his attitude and demeanor. Drunk and comfortable with Geis's presence, she went into her bedroom, shut the door, and passed out on her bed. Her memories the next morning were hazy. She knew she'd been assaulted and had trauma down there. She suspected Geis was responsible because he had put his number into her phone on her phone. The woman says here that she had lots of flashbacks of the assault. Assault or rape that's making her memory more clear. Other football players at the party told her that Geis talked about having sex with her. Woman told her friend on the LSU women's diving team, but asked not to say anything about it. So the diver informed USA Today Sports she got very upset with what the woman told her about the incident of sexual assault the rape incident to her coach. Now the coach would then report this incident to athletics officials who questioned the friend. Now the friend could not recall the name of the official she spoke with, but it was a woman, by the way. They couldn't do anything because the woman didn't want to cooperate, didn't want to talk because it didn't happen to me. After the meeting, someone from LSU emailed her, told her the school was aware, told her that LSU was aware of the incident, and she could get treatment at the LSU Health Center. Now, she doesn't remember who sent the email, nor which department the person was in. She didn't have any access to the LSU email account to which the email was sent. Now, when the Nurse Health Center asked if she planned to file a complaint against Geis, the woman didn't intend to. She says right here, I don't want to be that girl that everyone looks at and says, oh, she's lying. Also, she was kind of scared to go forward with this because he was so vile. Nurse response to reaffirm to the woman, even if she made the complaint to LSU, nothing would come of it. She says he's like a god around here. Women call the nurse an LSU employee. Probably get pushed under the rug. The woman's boyfriend at the time was a red shirt freshman. I think a red shirt. He was a red shirt in the LSU football crew. Wasn't at the party. He said the woman told him afterward about the alleged sexual assault and rape, and her conversation with the nurse. Description matched that of the woman's. The former red-shirted boyfriend his freshman year said he steered clear of guys because I probably would have lost my ish on him. He said LSU head football coach Ed Orgeron brought up the subject of his then girlfriend and guys about a year after the alleged sexual assault and rape, telling the athlete he shouldn't be bothered by it though. So everybody's girlfriend sleeps with other people. Former player said he didn't know how Orgeron knew what happened, but he believes the coach knew it was not consensual. So it was not consensual sex, by the way. Player says she lost respect for him. He declined to comment on this. The woman, when she heard guys telling other players she had sex with him, she made it clear to him that it was not consensual. So I think when the players went back and told him that's when he got so violent because he knew what he'd done. During final exams of her alleged sexual assault and rape, someone dumped a protein shake on her car windshield. The couple left behind Geist's name written on it. Then the woman said she was at a friend's apartment when Geist stopped by. The friend told her to lock herself in his bedroom, which she then did. Geist pounded on her door till she began to open it. She says, I unlocked the door and looked at him. He started going off and saying, I don't know who he is. I don't know who I'm messing with. And he should go and get his gun. Told him, do what you got to do. To that, she closed the door in his face and locked it. The impact of this incident was extremely devastating and extremely frightening, by the way. She says her life got out of control. The way my counselor says it, sexual assault survivors, the rape survivors, it don't want anything to do with guys, or they're trying to get power back and go out of control. That's what I did. Trying to get my power back. She got into drugs, got arrested. She wound up in rehab. Counselors asked her to write a letter to her perpetrator, Geist, Darius Geist, by the way. USA Today got the copy of the letter, doesn't name Geist, but addresses her alleged perpetrator. And she says in this letter, I don't have much to say to you because you don't deserve my attention. You don't deserve my attention, by the way, for sure. Clearly, Geist is under a lot of trouble. I can tell you that right now. So this is not looking good, though. And also says, you don't deserve my time or energy. The thought of you makes me sick to my stomach. You probably think I dwell on you or the things that happen, but that's far from the truth. That would only give you the power over me and you don't have any place in my life. You don't even exist to me. Everyone seems to praise you, but if they know you have to take advantage of girls while they're passed out just to feel powerful, they would see the piece of ish I see. But the best part is you don't even use protection, giving your STD to innocent people. To see you on TV talking to reporters just reminds me how fake you are. Wonder what the media would say if they knew. I don't even mind if you keep getting more famous and richer every day. That way, when the truth comes out, one day the fall will just hurt that much worse. You'll be a nobody, nor a has-been, nor washed up. To everybody, just like you are to me, one day you'll lose everything, or that you'll be a happy day. So this first woman, who's a former tennis player, is former LSU student, as a female student, by the way. She had to write a letter towards this towards this abuser by the name of Darius Geis, who was already arrested and charged for domestic abuse. By the way, on 3 separate incidents. Now, that is pretty much all there is you need to know for that part. So with now, the second woman here says that she's also a former tennis player, lived in the same apartment complex as Geis did. Now, she met him for the first time in late June of 2016 at a bar near LSU. She drank before she arrived, and at the bar, Geis brought her several Patron shots. She got intoxicated. Her memory of the night was a bit fuzzy. She got way too drunk to give consent in the first place. Now, a friend of the woman, LSU athlete at the time, was a former USA Sports. She was at the bar that night. She described the woman got drunk. Guys offered to drive this woman, to drive them home and drop the friend off first. Woman made it to her apartment where she was alone. She and Geis went separate ways. Sometime after, Geis would text her asking if he could come over, but she said she allowed him to come over, but told him nothing was going to happen. The woman says that she wasn't able to retrieve a copy of the text message, but she got a new phone and didn't keep the messages. She searched for the messages in cloud storage and old backups, but that didn't work though. Her attempts were unsuccessful. Now that night, Geis forced her to perform oral and vaginal sex on her. When she woke up in the morning, he was gone. She told a few close friends that Geis had taken advantage of the issue and the situation. Though she did not explicitly describe it as a rape at the time nor sexual assault. By the way, now one of the friends of the woman told about it the day after, kind of shaking about it and not knowing what to say about it, but definitely knowing something wasn't right. Woman was abusing alcohol and prescription drugs before she met Geis. Her drinking increased after the incident. She drank before practice. Her teammates became concerned that they told Julia Sell, the head women's tennis coach. Now Sell will dismiss the second woman from her team after she tested positive for a drug that she didn't prescribe to. Now in April 2017, the woman checked herself into rehab. She paid for. Her father said during the first few weeks, she told a counselor Geis raped her. She also informed her family and friends. A rehab center employee reported the alleged rape to LSU. Now, she and the father said that month, the woman's father met Sell during the South SEC conference, women's tennis championships in Nashville, told her LSU football player raped his own daughter. The father said Sell told him, "I don't believe her." Got floored. It's not something I would say. It's not something most human beings would say after being given that type of news. Either they don't believe it, though, by the way. Now, Sell didn't respond at all. Now, neither LSU Title IX office nor athletic department officials contacted the woman of her father about initiating an investigation or implementing interim measures to support her. Woman transferred to another school after leaving rehab that August. Woman said she could have returned to LSU and retained a scholarship, but she would have remained under Sell's purview, so she took off. She said LSU was a toxic environment or a toxic culture for me. Got out. Woman called LSU's Title IX office to find out if it had any record of her assault claim. Title IX coordinator Jenny Stewart told her it did, but the record didn't name Geis. Now, Stewart did not respond to a request for the comment. She says, "I'm at peace with everything that happened, but I don't like that he's freely walking and potentially doing that to other people. It makes me feel very guilty." Now, new developments here saying that the former tennis player joined 7 other women in the lawsuit against the NCAA seeking damages for sexual assault and rape. They said they suffered at the hands of male athletes. Lawsuits filed in April in federal court It was refiled in May in state court in the Ingham County, Michigan. The woman's attorney, Karen Truskowski, Washington team attorney, asked on August 4th to speak to her client about the allegations against Geis. The official would arranged for the woman to meet with a third-party investigator, Laura Kirstein, August over Zoom, in a call that lasted 3.5 hours. Now, Kirstein is a former sex crimes prosecutor for the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, heads the Sexual Misconduct Division, a private law firm. Now, T&M Protection Resources, team of ex-prosecutors, provide consulting, training, investigative services to the schools, pro sports teams, and other business, according to the site. Now, one day after that call, Darius Geis was arrested and charged for domestic abuse. By the way, he would be charged for, well, he would, however, be charged for strangulation. He would be charged for destruction of property and assault and battery charges as well. And he's also, and this is on three separate incidents. Now, a woman's name has not been sealed to the police, by the way. They said that police choked her with his hands until she was unconscious, got bruises on her neck. Woman said guys pushed her to the ground in his bedroom and outside his home, causing injuries. So basically, the Washington football team, they released Darius Geis on these domestic abuse incidents after he was released. And he is however, going to be in court on August 28th, by the way, as well. He's going to defend charges wherever. He is, however, going to be in court on the 20th to fight these charges. Now, if in fact he's convicted of these charges, and now Darius Geis was indeed arrested and charged for domestic abuse on 3 separate incidents. He was also accused of reckless driving, and he's also been accused by 2 former female tennis players at LSU, by the way, of raping them at their apartments. So if in fact that Darius Geis is convicted on all these charges, now Darius Geis was not charged of the rape and sexual abuse incidents, but he was arrested and charged for the domestic abuse incidents as well. But if in fact that he's convicted of all these cases, you know, the domestic abuse, the raping 2 women from LSU, that is, but from 2016 to 2017, 2015 to 2017, and the reckless driving incidents, he could be facing 5 years in jail for sure. That does come into question. So I think it's safe to say that Darius Geis is going to be released from the he was released from the Washington football team, but he could also be banned from the NFL for life. I can tell you this, that Darius Geis could be banned from the NFL for life. If that happens, it's over. So don't say I told you so, because that happens, it's over for him. So that's all you need to know, everybody, on that. And this piece of trash, Darius Geis is nothing but a piece of trash, is what he is. So that's all you need to know on that. So Darius Geis, latest on that, he was accused of raping two LSU women that were former tennis players as well. And during his freshman year at LSU, as an LSU football player, that is, by the way. So from 2016. So that's not looking good for him. So if the courtroom doesn't in fact address these incidents, that's on him. But he did deny him, though, by the way. So that does come into question right there. He haven't denies it, though. So that's all there is you need to know for that. And apparently, bad luck for him. So Darius Geis is a piece of trash, is what he is. So there you have it, everybody, on that note. So that's all you need to know. That's all the latest from the Darius Geis. That is, by the way, on these incidents, and that's all you need to know for that. Nothing more to it. I want to address you guys. Another topic I want to address. I want to address you guys about the fact of the night one of Impact Wrestling emerges results. Rohit Raju walked out as new X Division champ. Kylie Ray defeats Ty Valkyrie at Wrestle House. Moose retains the TNA World Title. E3 would tag Moose yet again, and he snagged the TNA World Title. The Good Brothers defeated Ace Austin and Madman Fulton. Motor City Machine Guns, they retain the Impact Tag Team titles, by the way. So that's all there is you need to know on that note. Catch Night 2 next week. We'll see Jordan Grace take on Deon Purrazzo and Iron Man in a 30-minute Iron Man match for the Knockouts title. By the way, be sure to catch Eddie Edwards defending the Impact World title as well. Be sure to catch that. And that'll be the best news yet. So, niggas looking forward to it. And that's all there is I got to say. Nothing more to it, by the way, as well. So, that's all there is you need to know. And that's all. Also, some of my birthday wishes out to Fat Joe. Once that birthday wishes out to Fat Joe, Romeo Miller, Matt Perry, Dead or Alive 6's Tamaki, Kyra Sedgwick, Bill Clinton, John Stamos, Erica Christensen, and Kirk Cousins. Send your brother wishes out to them. Family members, all their fans. Send your brother wishes, your birthday shouts, your birthday tweets. Please do so, everybody, on that note right there. And that's all you need to know. So, all I got to say. So, nothing more to be said about that. So, all you got to know about that. Well, ladies and gents, that's going to do it there for the Clothing Level Sports World. Please be sure to subscribe to the Clothing Level Sports World YouTube channel, Facebook page by any and all means necessary. Be sure to send me your comments, tweets, reaction, your thoughts, your comments on Masai Ujiri finally countersuit after a new video shows him being pushed by Alan Strickland, who's a San Fran Bay Area cop, by the way, during the time that the Raptors won 2019 NBA Finals in Game 6. Let me know in the comment section what your reaction thoughts about that. I'll address the response to everybody. Your thoughts on the Blazers defeating the